aka Dr. Lawrence. So I'm having some technical difficulties. For some reason, it keeps messing up my title. It's not the original title that I intended, and I don't even know if I'm actually live right now. If someone can tell me if I'm actually currently live, drop a comment. Especially if you're watching from LinkedIn, let me know if you could see me on LinkedIn, because for some reason it says that I'm live, but I can't see myself live here on LinkedIn. Super weird. So, anyways, let me just continue on because I think I am live on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. So, anyways, I do talk about networking all the time and branding, but for some reason, I don't know, this thing messed up. But today I want to talk about mindset and the importance of mindset as a nurse early in your career and whenever you're pivoting in your career. So just this last weekend, I had my business mastermind where I had a bunch of nurse entrepreneurs and aspiring nurse entrepreneurs in Clearwater Beach at this event where we talk about business strategy, how to build business, and how to grow your business, right? And a lot of what we talked about in the beginning is about clarity and mindset. The reason it's so important to work on your mindset when you're starting a business or even entering your nursing career is because in nursing school, and I think just in general, many times we're taught that you have to work hard in order to make more or earn more. But I want to challenge this concept because many nurses have difficulty switching that mindset, especially when they move from employee to entrepreneur. They have a very difficult time switching that mindset to work less to be able to make more. So, I'm not downgrading the amount of work that you have to do in a business. It is a lot of work, but I just mean the actual work that you're charging for should be based on value. And I talked a lot about value-based pricing during this mastermind because so many nurses that are starting out in business are undercharging for their time, undercharging for their services, undercharging extremely, and not counting in the back work that has to be done, whether it's administrative or all those types of things, right? So I this morning I actually did a post and I talked about let's normalize working less and making more, right? Let's normal I can't even speak anymore. Normalize not having to work double shifts, pick up extra shifts, or even have 2-3 jobs, right? So I was in that phase early in my career. I always actually had 2 jobs. I had a main job in the ER, and then I also had a per diem position somewhere else working in another ER, right? So, and then working double shifts, picking up extra shifts and things like that, because obviously there was always overtime available, staffing issues and stuff like that. And it's always like we were almost made to feel guilty if we didn't pick up shifts to like help out, right? So this is the mindset that I want nurses to start moving away from, because we cannot have a sustainable career in nursing if we continue to overwork ourselves. So let me know in the chat, wherever you're watching, whether it's YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, if you can hear and see me. I hope that you can hear and see me. Let me know any questions or comments that you may have. I hope I'm live. I don't know. It says live, but it's hard to see on my cell phone if I am live. Usually it pops up right away. But anyways, this is the main thing I wanted to talk about today. And I wanted to talk about three main things with this mindset and how you can reframe it and move forward, and how you can help yourself and reframe your mindset and move away from the employee mindset more to the business entrepreneurial mindset. Okay. Especially if you are watching and you are interested as a nurse to start a business, right? So you can start a business or have, by having either a product or a service. So for me, I help, give me one sec. So for me, I help nurse entrepreneurs specifically who are interested in coaching and consulting. So I help them through that journey, and even new nurses who have no idea what they want to do, whether they want to start a product-based business or a service-based business. I help them through that, right? The majority of my clients that I currently coach to start businesses are mostly coaches and consultants, right? Or they come to me as a strategist because they want to work on their personal brand. So that's one thing that I talk about all the time. And for those who don't know me and you're watching, like I said, my first name is Farah. I'm Dr. Laurent. And what I do is I help new graduate nurses stand out by landing their dream role and helping them become more bold, right? And pursuing their dream role. Okay. Because when I was a new nurse, they told me I had to go to med-surg. I couldn't go into the emergency department, but I went straight into the ER because I was bold enough to make that decision, right? So really the overarching message for me and everything that I do is empowering nurses to be bold and to go after what it is that they want, and to normalize building a personal brand, being more visible, and making money and business moves. That's truly what it is, because we went into nursing to help people, right? But a lot of times we end up losing ourselves in the profession and the career. And we get so entrenched into everything that we become burnt out, and then we don't feel fulfilled. So I don't want nurses to go through that and leave the profession and feel like they can't do anything else or feel stuck. So this is why I now am hosting these business masterminds, because it's not, another event where you're just talking and there's no implementation, there's no actionable items. We actually do the work in this business mastermind. And a lot of it has to do with mindset. And this is why I wanted to do today's show on how to work less and make more, right? And how to really value yourself, value your expertise and your knowledge, and learn how to start monetizing from that. But you can't do that if you're stuck in a employee mindset, if you're stuck in a scarcity mindset. So you need to reframe. So I'm going to share 3 tips with you now on how to start changing that. All right. So number 1, I talk about this all the time. You need to start stepping into an abundance mindset. Okay. So that's really truly rooted in faith, because you have to believe that you are meant for more, you can do more, and that you can receive more. You have to be open to receiving, right? And in an abundance mindset, your thinking is very different than a scarcity mindset. Scarcity mindset is stuck in there's not enough money, there's not enough opportunities out there. It's a very negative way to think, and it's from a state of lack. You're missing something, you're lacking something in your career or your life or whatever. But in an abundance mindset, you truly believe, right? Again, rooted in faith. You truly believe that you deserve more and you're open to receiving more. You just operate on a different level, on a different vibration and frequency, right? And there's no competition. There is enough for not only you, but there is enough for everyone to thrive, right? So a lot of times I speak to new nurses and they're like, oh, I live in the Bay Area. I'm in a competitive area. I live in New York City. It's so hard to find a job. There's not enough jobs for new grads. I just can't get an interview. Can't. Not enough, not enough. And that's what you're attracting. You're attracting more of the same, lack. But you need to start moving towards a state of abundance, really truly believing the universe, God, will make things happen for you. And it's the law of attraction. The more good you put out, the more good you do for others, more service you put out there for others, and positive thoughts you put out there, you will attract more of the same. But you truly have to believe it. You can't just say it. You really have to believe. So it's a constant, kind of work that you have to do to get to this state of abundance. But really, it's almost like a sense of peace that you know that everything will work out. The universe will work out for you, right? Things happen for you so that you could be successful. Things don't happen to you. So instead of taking situations negatively and thinking, well, this happened to me, and then state all the negative, right? Start looking at life situations, circumstances as lessons, as maybe this happened for a reason. It's a learning opportunity to prevent me from something, right? So maybe a door closed, but it closed for a reason. So maybe another door that's better suited for you can open so that you could walk in freely to another opportunity to get more, right? So that's truly number one, is to leave scarcity behind and move into an abundance mindset. If this is resonating with you and you can hear and see me, please put 1 in the comments and put abundance if you can hear me and see me. And if you happen to be watching the replay, if you have any comments or questions, please drop it. And if you're just joining me, I'm talking about how, as nurses, you can have 3 ways to start reframing your mindset so that you can start normalizing working less to make more, and how to position yourself for success, right? I don't know why the networking and the building brand stayed up there, but that is part of the process as well. I always talk about networking and personal brand. All right, number 2, the second tip I will say is to develop a growth mindset. Okay, so obviously in nursing, we talk a lot about continuing education, lifelong learning. It is the same if you want to earn more, make more, and work less. You have to develop a growth mindset because you are in a continuous state of learning and self-improvement. However, this is the part, especially for my business owners out there who are nurses, nurse entrepreneurs that are novice, just starting their business. Maybe you're a consultant or a coach. You need to learn that the more that you invest in yourself in terms of not just professional growth, like not just certifications and going to school, the more you invest in your learning, meaning personal development, self-help type things, it could be listening to podcasts, it could be reading books, it could be going to the business mastermind such as myself, acquiring coaches and mentors, right? Particularly coaches will get you much further in your business than anything else. If you do not invest in yourself, in your personal growth, your business will not grow. Again, if you don't invest money and time in your business and in yourself, your business will stay stagnant. It will not grow, right? So many times nurses will think, well, I don't want to invest this much money into this coaching program or into this coach or this weekend or this conference, but you have to look at it as an investment that you will get return on investment, like ROI, right? Your return on investment. You have to look at that. And a lot of times it's just knowledge. You're acquiring knowledge, or you're saving time, or you're getting somewhere much more quickly than you would by yourself. So, for example, this business mastermind that I had in Clearwater Beach, I'm going to have another one in October. If you're interested to learn more, I only have a couple spots if you're interested to join, and it's not for everybody. I'm very exclusive about who can come and who's ready to take action. And those are the people that will come to this business mastermind, right? So, in that short couple days, right? I think it was like a good 3 days we spent together or so. They learned more and took more action in that mastermind weekend than I'm sure most of them took all year. Okay, so this is what I mean. You will accelerate your growth if you invest in yourself. Okay, but if you think, oh, I don't want to invest this much, it's too much, I'm going to save the money. Again, that's back to that scarcity mindset of not having enough and lack, right? You have to let go of that, because the more you invest in yourself, the more growth you're going to see. Okay? And it's just what it is. And also, your self-development, right? The more you learn, the more skills you acquire, the better you become, the better your business will become, right? Also, if the better your mindset becomes, moves more towards abundance and more towards a growth mindset, the better decisions you're going to make, and you're going to be able to charge more money because you see yourself differently. You will put more value on the knowledge that you have, and you're going to view time differently. It's not trading your time in to get money, because, like I said, as we were programmed growing up in nursing school, whatever it is, our thoughts that we have to work X amount of time, right? So much hours to be able to get so much money. But you have to reframe that whole thing. It's basically the more value that you give, the more impact that you make, the more that you can get somebody from point A, current state, to future outcome, future state of how they want to be much faster. That transformation, that is what people pay for. The result, the outcome, the value. So you will make more in less amount of time. So that's the type of thinking that you have to get into. Okay, if this is resonating with you, please let me know in the comments. If you happen to be watching currently, let me know, and put money moves if you're interested to learn how to work less and make more. Okay, and then number 3 is protect your time. That can mean various things to various many people. But in terms of business, or even just moving towards a more peaceful state, right? You have to learn how to manage your time wisely and protect your time. So if that means saying no to things that you don't want to go to, that's not going to help you grow, that you don't make you feel fulfilled, it's time to let go of that so you can acquire more time. Time is the most valuable currency if you think about it. You know, why do people want to become wealthy? Because they want more time. They want more freedom to do what it is they want, or to spend more time with their family. It's time, right? But again, if we're still thinking we have to put in a lot of time to make more money, you're never gonna be able to reach that peaceful state where you can work less and feel like it's normal to work less and make more money. Yes, in the beginning, it's still, you still got to put in the work, but I'm saying you have to be strategic about how you do the work. Yes, you still need cash flow. You still need to have either a full-time or a part-time job or a per diem job to fund the business, to put money back into the business, but you have to start thinking like a business minded person. Protect your time. So, still do things you enjoy, but if you're not enjoying certain things, don't do it anymore. If you're working too much and it's making you sick, cut down on your work. Spend more time resting. Spend more time strategizing on how to maybe get another job that pays you more and start that side hustle, right? Start protecting your time. If you find yourself like just constantly scrolling on social media and just wasting hours and hours a day, you need to start reevaluating that and protect your time. So you can be doing more productive things with your time so that you can earn more, right? If you're watching TV so much or whatever the case is, right? Start paying attention to those things that are wasting your time so that you can have more time to do the things you really want to do. Spend time with your family, travel, whatever it is, protect your time. Okay. So those are the 3 tips that I have. So move more towards an abundance mindset and leave scarcity to the side. And it's a work in progress. You always have to reframe, right? Number 2 is the growth mindset. You constantly have to look at things as lessons, reframe things to keep growing and learning, and to invest in your growth. In order for you to earn more, you have to invest a lot into your personal development and invest back into your business, right? And once you start valuing your time more, truly valuing your time and truly valuing your expertise and your knowledge, then you will be more comfortable and more willing to charge more for your services. One thing that came out of this business mastermind was some of the nurses were very uncomfortable with charging more money or doubling their prices because they're extremely undercharging their current clients, right? And why is that so hard for nurses to get around? Because we're so used to working 12-hour shifts or 14, 16-hour days to make more that we think we have to give so much time away in order to charge more, but that's not the case. And if you think about it, most people value their time, right? And they are willing to pay more to save time, right? So why do people get, for example, a cleaning service to come and clean their house? Because they want to save time. Why do people get people to come cut their grass or whatever? So that they can save time and do other productive things, right? The same thing. People will pay you for your consulting services, your strategies, your knowledge, your intellectual property to get them to where they need to be faster. People will pay for that. And this is what we need to start normalizing in nursing. So if you want to start your own consulting business, your own coaching business, this is the time to do it. And there's no perfect time, right? You're going to say, well, I'm working, I'm doing this. You're going to be in the same position, feeling stuck, feeling unfulfilled, undervalued, pissed off that you're working so much and not making more, right? You need to start taking action now and start changing your behavior, changing the way you think, and taking some risks to be able to grow. right? And honestly, it takes only about on average 1 to 2 weeks and you can have a business set up. And I'm not saying this is for everyone. I'm not saying everyone needs to start a business, like every nurse needs to start a business, but the majority of you do want to start a business, but you are too afraid to do it. That's who I'm talking to. And for even the new nurses out there, the new graduate nurses, nursing students, anyone that wants to pivot in their career, you may not want to start a business, but you need to start thinking like a business. Negotiate your salary. Ask to work less. So I remember when I first got my education role, I was offered a 5-day-a-week role, but I negotiated to work 4 days instead, right? So there's different ways to do it. It's not just for those nurses who are interested in starting a business, but you need to learn how to work less and get paid more, right? So that is part of the negotiation that you're doing when you're getting a new job, okay? So that is my main message for you today. We need to start working less and making more, right? If you look at some other countries, right, they really normalize taking rest, taking vacations, and things like that. So we need to stay away from that mentality that we need to just work, right? So this is what I teach my clients that are interested in business, interested in starting a business or growing their business, right? So this is, like I said, so important because there are so many nurses that are just burnt out and tired, not feeling fulfilled. And you can simply do coaching and consulting. You can do it on a one-on-one basis, like one-on-one coaching. You can do one-to-many coaching. You can do consulting where you're just going into, say, a business to business, right? So B2B, you can have your business and go into another business, let's say a school or a healthcare organization, and do an assessment or a strategy session with them to see what's going on. You could do a done with you service where you're doing something in conjunction with them and charge them that. Or you could do a done for you service where maybe it's a new school, like a new nursing school. They bring you in for strategy and they also want you to design the curriculum and also implement the curriculum or whatever, right? Like as an education consultant, let's say, right? So if you're doing a done for you service, you're going to charge way more than say just, strategy. So those are some of the options that you can do from a coaching or a consulting perspective. You can also have clients for the whole year, right? Where maybe they come to you for strategy every so often and you work out something for them, okay? So if you're interested, start a business or grow your current business, definitely reach out to me. Just DM me and put business moves when you DM me. If you want to come to my next business mastermind, which is in October, where we will be breaking down topics such as this: how to start a business, how to grow, how to build a personal brand, how to create social media content that attracts clients, how to market yourself and your business, all these different types of topics, how to price your services, how to create an offer. All these things will be discussed at the Business Mastermind. So if you're interested, message me, Business Mastermind, DM me. The next one will be happening in October in Clearwater Beach. I also have my annual conference. It was Nurses Making Money Moves, but I switched the name. I think some people are a little pissed off, but it's okay. I still have the tagline Nurses Making Money Moves, but this conference is going to be called Nurses Making Business Moves, and it's March 6th and 7th, 2026. It's going to be in Tampa. So direct message me if you're interested. I will give you the link for the early bird ticket. And then I also have an upcoming course, business course called Nurses Making Business Moves. And it's going to be through the continuing education department at the University of West Georgia. So that you can also purchase now if you're ready for the early bird, or you can message me and I can send you the link. This will be an 8-week online course. You will also have access to me throughout the course, and I will hold a couple different Zoom sessions as well. And this course is for any nurse who's interested in starting a business or growing their business. All right. I think I covered most of it. And of course, for all my nursing students and my new graduate nurses, I have a course right now, a digital course that I created called New Nurse to Dream Role. And I'll drop all those links after I get off this live. So you can purchase your early bird. It ends August 30th on my birthday. And the cost for that is $497 for that course. And it'll go up to $1297 later. So you want to get it now. And basically, you get me in this course, and it takes you from basically not knowing what to do when you get out of school to how to land your dream role. And I have a bunch of different resources in there. And it's self-paced modules with videos and different things. All right. So tag someone that you think might need it. This would be perfect for a senior nursing student or any new graduate nurse that's looking to land their dream job. All right. That's it for me. I will talk to you soon. Until the next live, please subscribe to the Nursing Dose with Farah on YouTube. You'll see all past episodes on there. And just direct message me